Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Welcome, everybody. I hope you all are good and have had a good weekend. I'm ready to get this show started. I hope you guys are ready too. I've got a really good show packed for you guys for today, and I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. I see we have also a number of new followers and new viewers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining in. It's going to be fantastic today, and thank you very much for joining in. So, first of all, I'd like to ask you guys, what are you guys up to? Have you guys been drifting a lot this weekend? I know there's been quite a bit of action happening over the weekend, and I will definitely bring you guys some of that action. I'm busy compiling it together and trying to package it nicely to present to you guys. So probably next week we'll have a feature of this week's competitions from around the world and a little bit of drifting from the different parts of the world. I'd love to show you guys what's going on there. So to start off our show for today, I want to start off on a bit of a lighter note. A friend of mine, we've been chatting over the weekend, and he's brought up a very interesting topic, which he said, I think the show would be really cool if you asked and if you spoke about this topic. So he asked, how has RC drifting affected your real life sort of driving, if you will? Maybe just on a regular, or perhaps if you do competitive drifting, even if it's just motorsports. So how has the RC side affected your real driving? So funny enough, the area that I work in has this absolutely mean hill. It's a winding hill. It's actually a little bit dangerous because a number of accidents have happened on that road, and it's not particularly a good road to be racing on. But funny enough, the road does remind me of that mountain pass from Initial D. I know I know it's funny, but I promise you it's true. It even has the little gutter along the side of the road, where Takumi, he puts his 86 in there and he manages to get more speed or more handling, whatever it is. It's been a while since I watched Initial D, but yeah, this road is exactly like that, and it's called Fields Hill. So my people in Durban, you guys will know what I'm talking about, Fields Hill. Now, I just drive a humble little VW Golf 1, but I must admit that many a time, especially coming home back from the track, you look at the road and you get this urge to pull the handbrake and the counter steer. Now, obviously, you can't do that on a front wheel drive car, but geez, it's happened to me so many times that I wish I could just get the back out to slide just a little bit of counter steer. So I don't know whether you guys have experienced that either, but if you have, please let me know. Wow, thank you so much. There's so many guys here today. Thank you all for joining in. For the guys for the new guys that have joined in and don't know me as yet, I'm Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show. It's a podcast about RC drifting, the world of RC drifting, and a little bit of everything in between. So I hope you guys will enjoy today's show. Okay, so Wolf says RC has made me love motorsports. So addicted to GT3, GT2, TCR, and touring car racing. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I definitely agree with uh, before I really got into RC drifting, I was definitely into cars. However, I was more on the underground scene, the street racing, the drag racing, which used to be actually quite big here in my town. And we had a few famous spots where everybody used to get together and watch the racing and meet up and socialize. So I really was there just for the social side of things, just to have fun and meet up with new people, check the cars out. But ever since I got into RC drifting, it's become something else. Like anything dealing with drifting, immediately attracts me. Anything dealing with Japan now, just it just attracts me and draws me in. Like I think one of the languages I really enjoy trying to learn is Japanese. Well, I'd love to go there, I'd love to drift there, but for some reason I'm so drawn to Japan, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would feel the same as well. Okay, so Wolf says also affected me in building a street legal track car. Man, one of my dreams is to actually not necessarily compete in drifting, but to get to drift, get my own drift car and hit the track and drift away. But I don't know if I'll ever get there. We can only dream, eh? Okay, so Andreas says RC drifting made me more addicted to JDM cars. I know, right? I know. And since then, I try a little drifts with my rail car. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, like I said, so many times, so many times, I've wanted to drift my car, and well, drifting with a front wheel drive, it does not work. So, fingers crossed. It is in the future plans that I get myself a car or a real car to drift with. I have quite a few friends who do drift, who actually drift in our local drift series as well. So they definitely good people to get advice on and obviously help build up this drift car. It's going to be fun. Okay, so David says, I started with all models available on Nitro, sold it all, discovered RC drifting, immediately hooked. It's a drug now, on 25 beauties. That's insane, David. 25 drift cars, that's mad. And yeah, I thought I'm doing really bad with my 4 or 5 different cars. Hey Stacy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. It's good to see you back here, and all the best with your job interview and your apprenticeship. I see that you're nailing it, so well done. Good on you. Okay, so Pascal says drifting with a front wheel drive car in the winter, handbrake, pull, and have some fun. Sadly, Pascal, our winters here in Durban are how can I say, quite warm rather. It really isn't that cold. In fact, it's so warm in our winter that you could go to the beach in the middle of winter. It really isn't that cold. Hey, what's up, Quentin? Matthias says, was drifting on the beach with my BMW limousine during holidays in Denmark. That's insane. Stacy, unfortunately, I sold all my gear due to COVID and no money. Hopefully, buy another future. You know what, Stacy? That's totally okay. You did what you had to do. This COVID has really affected everybody in the worst way. I don't even sugarcoat it at all. It's affected everybody in the worst way. everybody has had a tough time, and yeah, you know, you did what you had to do, and more power to you for sticking in there. RC drifting will always be there, and there'll always be a whole lot of us who love this hobby that's gonna keep it going. So you don't worry, girl. You do your thing, and RC drifting will always be there. Uh, let's see. Wolf says works in summer as well with McDonald's food trays under the reviews. Man, I want to do it properly. That's like saying, give me a TTO1 and let me drift with the Yd2s, or give me a TTO1 and let me mod it for rear-wheel drive, and I will show all these guys with their high-end cars. It's like the same thing. Okay, Stacey said, but I'm still the only female in the UK to do competitions, so it's all good. Show the lads how it's done. Exactly, Stacey. You show the UK lads how is it done. It's very interesting to note that you're actually the only lady of drifting in the UK. I'm actually surprised that there aren't any other ladies drifting in the UK. It's very interesting. But just to inform you guys, in one of the podcasts pretty soon, I will be doing a whole segment. I'm going to be dedicating a whole segment to the ladies of RC drifting. I think they very much deserve a recognition for drifting with all the boys, and especially in a hobby that appears to be largely dominated by all the guys. And in RC drifting, and the one thing that's always I think really struck me about drifting is that when we get to the track, we don't see color, we don't see gender, we don't see age. All we see is RC drifting and a whole lot of fun, and we see people as people. And it's a shame that not more people are looking into RC drifting as a way to how can I put it? Well, as a way to connect again with people and move beyond these barriers that have been created by people who want to manipulate things to their own extent. You know, RC drifting, I know for me, has brought me all you guys, all friends from all over the world, and nobody ever sort of prejudiced anybody or was racist or anything like that. And this is one of the most beautiful aspects of RC drifting, is that it's all about the cars, it's all about people, it's all about being human. And I hope you guys will agree with me when I say that, and I'm sure you do. Here's this little South African Indian boy that's that's managed to travel around the world and managed to make so many friends with all you guys, and I love all of you guys. Thank you everybody for all of your love and support. Okay, so David says, I drive a Mercedes CLC Sport Coupe as a daily for 11 years now. Awesome fun in winter. Drove a Beamer before, also big fun car until it blew turbo twice. Jeez. So you see, yeah, it's funny you say that. So we don't only blow turbos of motors in real cars, we do the same in RC drifting. Okay, Stacey says, when I went to Worlds in Tech and had a go, the judges asked why I didn't compete, because my line was perfect and I had a good chance. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Stacey. Jeez. You need to come back and show the lads how it's done. You know, win a couple comps there and really put it to the guys there. RC drifting, one big family. Absolutely. I really hope we get to go back to Worlds soon. Hashtag Drift Matsuri. Don't forget that hashtag. Don't forget that. Keep that in mind. Drift Matsuri. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So that was, yeah, I think that was a very interesting topic. I think a couple of the things that I spoke to with my friend about that was like, have you guys experienced any behavioral changes? Maybe perhaps you're more aware of other cars on the road. Perhaps your reaction has gotten a lot better. So, how was it for you, or how is it for you? I know for me, I'm a little bit just very. I'm chilled out on the road generally, but I do have a very very mean streak when I'm behind the wheel. I'm completely out of character. I am completely. I'm absolutely the opposite of what you see me now when I'm driving, in regularly or on the road. I'm absolutely horrific in terms of who I am behind the wheel. I mean, I drive properly. I make sure I stick to the rules. I make sure I don't drive dangerously or I don't speed. But geez, the rest of the guys, if they could only hear me, you'd have to bleep out everything that I say. I'm not good at all at it. Rob says, Evan 2022. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. 100%, bro. 100%. Jeez, we're gonna make this happen. We are gonna make this happen. It's gonna happen. So, that's I think we had a very good chat about that, about how has RC drifting affected our real life driving, be it regular driving, be it motorsports, RC drifting. That's the topic that we have been chatting to for a little bit. And welcome to all the the viewers who just joined in. Please don't forget to hit the like button and also turn on your notifications so that you know it whenever the B-Rock RC show is gonna happen, so you guys can come straight away and watch and enjoy the show and also be part of the show. The more you guys comment, the more I react, and I think the better the show becomes. And it's just very very it's a whole lot of fun reading your comments, interacting with you guys, and I love it. Keep it going, guys, keep it going. So leading into the next very very important thing, and something that's close to my heart, which I've commented on quite a few times, and I'm sure you guys would have also come across this notion that I've commented on, and it's also I started the hashtag don't support clones. Now some of you would have seen the very disturbing post made by Matthew Tunks of Team RevD UK, where it appears that we've had a clone chassis of the MC1 suddenly appear and make its round. I must give a big shout out to Matthew Tunks and Team RevD in the UK and whoever else was involved in shutting down that page and that whole link to the clone MC1. So this is something that I've been trying to champion for a little while now. Don't support clones. We have yes, we all know the history behind how RevD was formed, or rather should I say who formed RevD. But that's besides the point of them doing what they do. I mean, they still spent the time, the money, the effort, all of that energy that they used to create this conversion kit, the MC1, which is proving to be a fantastic, highly competitive conversion kit. And just to find somebody that just blatantly clones that all your work with inferior materials, and they didn't even have have the brains to I mean, they put it in such a terrible looking packaging that immediately you can see that, hold on, this is a piece of rubbish. And if you've seen the posts by Matthew Tunks on Team RevD UK's page, then you would have seen the differences between the real and the fake, so that you can identify which is which. I think the biggest and most blatant difference between the clone and the real one is just simply by the packaging. It has absolutely terrible packaging. No sense of presentation at all. I mean, other clones we've seen the guys like have tried to copy packaging and things like that, but these guys just made it like whatever, slapdash, just threw it in, and it's just terrible. But yeah, guys, I am strongly against supporting these clone and pirate chassis, and I hope that you guys will too. With saying that, I hope you also understand why we shouldn't support clones and appreciate these manufacturers that spend all this time, money, effort, research and development into giving us the drift machines that we love to use and we marvel at. So it's something that you have to look in and try and put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in the shoes of a manufacturer. You've come up with a uniquely designed product. You've spent your whole savings trying to get this product out, trying to develop it, refine it. You've gone to no end researching everything that needs to be researched to produce a fantastic car or a fantastic product. You finally spend the time to market and try and get retailers to stock your product, and finally you get it out there. And just as things are starting to pick up, all of a sudden you see there's somebody that's cloned your product. How would you feel? Put yourself in that position and then ask yourself, would you really go out and support your clones? What do you think? Okay, let's take some comments now. Pascal says it's bad, don't support clones. Hashtag don't support clones. I encourage you, wherever you see a clone come up, shut it down. Wherever you see somebody wanting to go and buy a clone chassis or clone product, I encourage you to educate that person and stop them from supporting the clone. Let's see, Matthias says, so far I haven't seen the MC1 anywhere to buy it. I think it won't come to Europe. He meant the clone. I think that's more because the guys in the UK have already been very quick to shut it down. So I think you should be glad that you're not gonna see it. I've heard that it was in the UK. I've heard that it was somewhere in Malaysia, I think. I stand to be corrected. And I heard that somewhere in the US. But again, I am not 100% sure about those other two places. But the UK, it has made an appearance and was quickly shut down. So well done to you guys out in the UK for stepping up that quickly and shutting it down. Just quickly on a side note, I just wanted to find out how's the audio. Is it too loud, or should I turn it down a bit? Just let me know. Hey, what's up, Perry, my man from Netherlands, out there giving me a shout out there. He's one of the guys that actually helped me set this new layout up. Wait, let me see if I can do it, if I get it right. Yes, okay, I'm finally getting it right. That was crazy. Yeah, but thank you guys for joining in. I hope you guys are enjoying today's show. Let's see, where are we in terms of time? Finally we get to the most exciting part of the whole show. But yes, as a parting comment on our last topic, which was don't support clones, is actually just that: don't support clones. Encourage people to buy original, thereby supporting our manufacturers, thereby having the manufacturers support us by producing new products, developing new products, and in turn keeping the hobby going. So I hope you guys will also educate in the nicest way, because these days we know how sensitive people are. So we need to put it in a nice way that don't support clones. So remember that hashtag. Now, on to everybody's favorite part of the show, which is track talk. I'm sure you guys are very keen to hear what is going on for track talk. We bring you. Sorry, I'm just getting my notes. Apologies about that. So today's track talk is coming all the way from Switzerland, and the track that we are going to be talking about is getting it wrong again. I'm just going to do this. How's that? It's RC Drift Palace, all the way from Switzerland. Thank you so much to the guys out at RC Drift Palace. You guys are awesome. Huge shout out to Pascal, who's been very kind enough to allow me the opportunity to feature this track, and also teach me a little bit of Swiss German. So I think the best part is, obviously, as I've done with my other podcasts and with Track Talk, we got to do the traditional introductions in the language. So today it's going to be Swiss German. I got my notes here. I've had a bit of practice. Please forgive me if I butcher it, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Hallo zusammen, mein Name ist Bob Rock. Es freut mich, euch zu begrüßen. Sorry, let me say it again. This is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. But Swiss German is a bit tricky. Hallo zusammen, mein Name ist Bob Rock. Es freut mich, euch begrüßen. There we go. That sounds a lot better. So I'm so sorry, Pascal. I got a bit nervous there, I must admit. But I hope I said it correctly. Oh yeah. So, after speaking with Pascal and getting to know him a little bit better, and also listening to him helping me out with a little bit of Swiss German, we started getting to talk about his track. So obviously we asked him the first question, the name of your track, and how did you come up with it. So RC Drift Palace was actually named by the original owner and builder of the track. Sadly, the original owner isn't in the game anymore. So I believe Pascal and his team have taken over and are running it. So they kind of inherited the name. It's the track is located, well, obviously in Europe and in Switzerland specifically. I so want to pronounce the name of the city, but I kind of forgot how it's pronounced. So I'm going to give it a shot again, and go ahead and laugh. Rollestrasse, Vargas, Lucerne in Switzerland. Please forgive me if I butchered that. I tried. But so I'll also say it in English. It's in Vargas, Luzern, in Switzerland. So if you guys also go onto their page, if you search for them, you will also find the directions and the address for all the guys that's in Switzerland and around Europe, so you guys can visit RC Drift Palace. I just want to hit you guys up with something here. Sorry, just give me 1 second. There we go. There we go. So I'm also showing you guys some of the pictures from RC Drift Palace whilst I'm talking about. I'm so sorry, Pascal. I got so caught up with trying to pronounce, trying to speak a little Swiss German that I completely forgot to start the slideshow. But here you go. Fantastic looking chassis. So the track is generally open Wednesday evenings and the whole of Saturday, which is perfect. Sometimes there are special opening times. The track fee is 5 CHF. You know, I'm sorry I didn't check that out, but I'm sure that's francs. Some 5 francs. So if perhaps Pascal can let me know, CHF, what's the name of what currency is it called? I can't remember. Jeez. Normally I'm on top of these things. And 15 for Saturday, or monthly fee for Swiss francs. Thank you. So it's 5 Swiss francs as a track fee. And on Saturday it's 15 Swiss francs. So obviously that's for the whole Saturday, and for a month, for the full month access, it's 50 Swiss francs. So I think that's actually quite reasonable when you think about it, seeing as how it's open on a Wednesday and the whole of Saturday, and considering the track fee for both days, I think it's well worth it. So that's like a monthly membership where you don't have to pay any form of more fees. Exactly. So I think that's a beautiful thing that you guys are. As you can see in the pictures here, they have a very nice setup, a nice pit area, lots of light, lots of space for everybody to work on, which is fantastic. You can see some. Oh, sorry, wrong way. Oh my! I thought I would go over them. Anyway. But if you guys notice the posters on the walls, you can see some of your favorite brands and favorite manufacturers out there. Okay, so Pascal says 1 Swiss franc equals to just over $1 US. Hey, that's not bad. I think so. $1 US. So $1 US is equal to about, I'll round it off, so it's about 14.5 to 15 South African rands. So you know, that's why things are so expensive for us here. Okay, so we covered the track opening. How old is the track? It was founded in the late 2017. First time opened in January 2018, so it's roughly what, 3 years. Indoor track, and this is interesting, they also have an option to run a small outdoor track. I don't think I have any pictures of the small outdoor area, but I'm sure that'll be so nice to drift outside during the summer day. I mean, look at this picture now, guys. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. Beautiful layout. The surface looks amazing. It's a concrete surface treated with a 2K garage floor paint, and it's very slippery. And the control tire is the DS Racing Phoenix LF1. That's interesting. So you guys are using the DS Racing. I like that tire. I think I've tried it once or twice. it just, unfortunately for the tracks that we run here, it's not suited. It doesn't work very well. Okay, so Pascal says the outdoor area is just temporary, but a lot of fun to play with in the summer. Yeah, I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Like our tracks are generally, well, all of our tracks are outdoor, but we the track that I featured last week, the one at EDC, it's slowly developing into an indoor track, which is becoming more and more attractive. So guys out there, you want to visit South Africa, that's the track to visit. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised. It's a beautiful track, it's a beautiful place, it's fantastic. So coming to the more difficult parts of the track, I always ask, why open a drift track, and what is it like owning and running a drift track? So 2017, there was no drift tracks in Switzerland, and that was the reason. The original founder wanted to create a great place for RC drifting and create a space for RC drifting. After we took over the place as a team, we want to help the Swiss RC drift scene by providing a great track and developing the drift scene. Fantastic place to be, lots of fun with a lot of people, and lots of friendships started at this place. You see, guys, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And just a quick side note, hello to everybody that's just joined in. Welcome to the B-Rock RC show. I am your host, Bob Rock, and this is a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. I hope you enjoy the show for the little while that you stay in, and learn a little bit about the world of RC drifting. Hey, what's up, Navs? Good to see you, man. So today, for the guys that just joined in, we are in the Track Talk segment where we feature RC drift tracks from around the world. Today we are in Europe, in the country of Switzerland, the beautiful country of Switzerland, and I have a number of very good friends out there, like Pascal for one. Thank you again to Pascal for teaching me a bit of Swiss German, and sorry again for butchering a little bit of it. But I hope you guys enjoy it. So, like I said, the whole idea of creating a drift track and creating all of these spaces for people is just to grow this hobby and bring more people in and create a community of friends and brothers, and just a great space where people can come together and chill out and relax and enjoy and be part of this amazing hobby. So what kind of facilities do they have at RC Drift Palace? They have a lot of so they have food and drink and snacks for sale. They also have a second-hand parts section from our team members, and a few other RC accessories like SRC and RC Tronics and a few others. And now new, we also have the option to print 3D. Now that's interesting. Now I think your track is the first track that I'm featuring where they have 3D printing facilities available, and that's very interesting. So I suppose you could get things done like on the fly, and when I say on the fly, I mean like it's going to take a couple hours to print out certain parts that you need quickly done. But I think that's pretty cool to have that kind of facility available that quickly. Whilst we going through this, I'm gonna switch to some a very nice video of some drifting action from the RC Drift Palace. I think you guys will appreciate that. So just excuse me while and there we go. We're gonna get some nice action going on here. I'm sure you guys will enjoy that now. So there we have some onboard action from the boys out at RC Drift Palace. Oh, look at that surface, man. It's so smooth, so flat. So flat. It's totally unlike our track here at in Durban, my Ryujin drift track. Completely different. It's so flat. I love it, and it has a nice flowing layout, which I like. The lanes are a little bit narrow. They look just about as narrow as as my track and a couple other tracks I've seen, but a beautiful spot. It's nicely detailed as well. I see all of the little details going in there. You got the some scale buildings going there, some scale barriers. I see some light poles there as well. Awesome, man. Really well done to you guys for putting up such a nice track out in Switzerland for all you guys to drift at. Well, Switzerland's also a lot smaller than South Africa, so I'm sure guys from all over, all the different parts of Switzerland can come together to the track and drift. Hey, what's up, Young? Man, it's been so long. I've been thinking about you a lot, bro. And I'm so sorry I haven't messaged you and gotten to chat with you and checking in with you, man. But you have been in my thoughts. I've been thinking about you a lot, and I'm so happy to see you here. So for the guys that don't quite know, Young was actually, or is actually, one of the guys that's been with the B-Rock RC show like from the start. He's been one of my biggest strengths when it came to the podcast. And I appreciate him absolutely a whole bunch. Thank you so much for joining in after so long, man. Really appreciate it. Now back to RC Drift Palace and giving them the focus and the attention that they rightly deserve. So I asked him, okay, what are the challenges facing RC drifting in Switzerland and with your track? Okay, whoop. I'm gonna go back to the. Please excuse me while I try and figure out what the hell I'm doing here. I'm clicking on the wrong things here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Here we go. Okay, we are back. I'm still getting used to this handling this system, so please excuse me. The challenges that Pascal and the Drift Palace team that they are facing. First challenge was to find money for the rent of the room. It's not cheap, and another challenge is to create a layout, tire type, style that everyone's happy with. I think a lot of people can relate. A lot of the track owners can relate to the same thing, being money appears to be like the central sort of factor when it comes to running a track. Young dude, I do not roll like that, man. I do not roll like that. Hey, what's up, Andy? How you doing, mate? It's so good to see you, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys know Kingster, the king himself, the king of UK, Andy Kingster. Thank you so much for joining in, bro. Really appreciate it. Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of the track owners can definitely relate to money being the issue with running a track. It's everywhere, and I think that's the one thing that people can, they come together and we all are affected by the whole money issue. So I really hope you guys keep it going, and I hope that you guys continue supporting the track out there in Switzerland. Once again, how's it? Hello to everybody who's just joined in to watch the B-Rock RC show. This is a live podcast about RC drifting locally and internationally, and in anything and everything that's affecting RC drifting or happening in RC drifting. So I also asked, okay, do you host competitions at your track? How does it go? Is it a strict competition or strict judging? Okay, so the reason why I ask everybody this particular question is I like to gauge how we are doing here in South Africa compared to how everybody's doing out there from all over the world. Whether we are sort of in line with what's going on in Europe. Now the idea that I employ with doing that is so that if and when I get to international competitions, I'm already aware of what's required, of the level that I'm supposed to be at when trying to drift with guys all over. And what I can say confidently is that we are definitely on par with the drifting out there. So even if you guys had to visit South Africa and come and drift with us, you will be pleasantly surprised by the skill and the quality of the RC drifting here. And at the next Worlds, whenever and wherever that may be, you can believe that we from South Africa are gonna come with the fire. We are gonna come in hot and make sure that we give all you guys a run for your money. So back to Pascal and the RC Drift Palace. Okay, in winter times they organize the RC Drift Palace Winter Cup. That's nice. I like that. It's a little championship with about 6 to 7 rounds, and the rounds are always special, like Gymkhana, opposite control, time attack, team battle. Okay, now that is very, very cool. So it's not just a regular series of RC drifting in the regular manner that we see all over. I mean, even with ourselves, each round is sort of a special comp, and all of that adds to the whole championship. I like that. That keeps things interesting. It keeps people not exactly guessing, but it keeps them on their toes and make sure that they are at their peak, which is very, very nice. I like that. The Winter Cup is more just for fun, so the judges can be one person or all participants together. I really like that as well. So you don't just have set judges, but you have your participants that's also being involved in the judging process. That's very cool. And I think in one of the podcasts soon, one of the episodes, I will speak more on that, about the importance of drivers also being able to judge, and how it actually makes you a better drifter. So watch out for that. Okay, so once a year they also run the Swiss RC Drift Championship called the Swiss Slide Wars. And the series is organized by my good friend Pascal. So you guys out in Switzerland and close to Switzerland, out in Europe, keep your eyes out for that Swiss RC Drift Championship. It sounds like an amazing comp to be in, and of course, judging by the track, it looks like a fantastic place to drift in. So it's going to be really, really cool. And also to just mind Andy, you know, you're just too cool for school, man. He's such a cool guy, Let's see. So Pascal says, sadly, COVID killed the 2020 Winter Cup round. Yeah, I totally agree, man. It's killed it everywhere. And especially in my turn, it's like really killed RC drifting. in my town, not in the country, specifically in my town, it's really put a damper on things, and I'm doing my best to try and bring it up. Okay, Andy says, great info. Yes, we as a whole share the knowledge, get on the page and drift together on door trains. Absolutely, Andy. I think that's the best part. No matter where you are and no matter what you do, and no matter how much we enjoy competitions as well, I think the best part when we get to these get-togethers is actually the trains, man. Just running in a 5-10 car train, however many. I think that really is the best part. I know a lot of the guys that also visited Worlds, all of them have mentioned the same thing, that the best part about Worlds was meeting up with each other and the action on the practice tracks. And I would agree 110%, man. I was there as well, and I also enjoyed it immensely. I was super intimidated on the practice track, but at the same time I was also so humbled and so excited to be there. You guys have no idea. You gotta make it there. Okay, so Pascal says Swiss Slide Wars will be held on 4 different tracks in Switzerland. 4 different tracks, but I only know of 2. It's your track and RC Drift Valley. And by the way, in upcoming podcasts, I will be featuring RC Drift Valley as well, so keep your eyes out for that. How interesting. We will all be back one day. Absolutely, man. Totally agree. The popular chassis at Drift Palace, Overdose Gum, and the Yokomo Yd2 and SX2. See, once again, we find that the most popular chassis thus far is the Yokomo Yd2. So as much as people like the other brands, Overdose and MST, the fact of the matter is Yokomo is actually leading the way. So which leads me to, it leads me to believe that there has to be something about the Yoko Yd2 that's so popular. And I think that for the guys that know, I think it's pretty obvious why. I mean, we can, off the top of my head, we can name a few reasons why it's so popular. It's easy to build. It's easy to tune. The upgrades make it even better. It's a beginner's chassis. It's a pro level chassis. I genuinely believe that it's one of the best platforms that have been produced to date. You can fight me on that one. You can argue. We can just have a general chat about it. But I think it's pretty obvious why it's so popular, and you can't argue against that fact. That there's reasons why it's that popular. So I also ask, and this is something that's also very important for all track owners or everybody wanting to open up their own track or create their own space for RC drifting, is how do you accommodate for new drifters or for people wanting to try out drifting for the first time? And if so, how do you do it? So Pascal says, we try to support newcomers in any way and every way that they can, from finding the right chassis and electronics to tips and tricks. They help out everybody. We also have a test RTR chassis that we offer, and sometimes they also offer their own chassis for testing. Now I can't tell you how many times I've done this myself, where I've actually loaned people my own chassis to drift with, and I am quite wary of doing that, I will admit. But I think one of the way I also approach it is, first I tell them, look, this is my personal chassis. I compete with this chassis, so be gentle. you would. And I also try and tell him, look, when it comes to your steering and your throttle for this car, you don't need to be aggressive with it. If you are too aggressive, it's gonna spin out or you're gonna crash the car. So be gentle with the throttle, and here's how you initiate, here's your steering, and here's a practice lap. I'll show you how it works, and here's a control, go and have fun. And I found when I take that approach, they enjoy it more, and I think they appreciate it a lot more, and more importantly, they know not to go crash into the walls. So it's nice that that Pascal and his team out at RC Drift Palace have these things in place to assist new drifters and help new drifters there. Let's see. Okay, so Pascal says a system D and one in RC Cruise Garland and Drift Valley. Jeez, I'm gonna WhatsApp you for how to pronounce that. Okay, so Diego says, or Diego Arthur says, overdose also, but the price is higher. Yeah, you know, overdose has a special place in my heart because it's something that I've always wanted, and I've managed to get my hands on an overdose car. Sadly though, for us here in South Africa, the cost of bringing in those upgrades from overdose is just too much for our market, and we don't have a big enough market to support a premium brand like overdose. I do, however, need to give a shout out to the team out at Overdose and Taka-san for actually giving me the opportunity to become an overdose retailer and overdose dealer here in South Africa. But unfortunately, as much as I tried, I tried really hard to make it available and affordable to the drifters here in South Africa. It's just it just hasn't worked out simply because of the cost. Now, I have nothing against overdose and the cost, but unfortunately our market cannot sustain a premium brand like that. So it's up to the few of us who enjoy that brand to, you know, slowly bring in stuff for ourselves, really. Last couple questions out from Pascal. His favorite moments and memories of the track. One of his favorite moments is sitting in front of the track. It was like 4 in the morning, and the next day was comp day. I think we all can relate to that. And you're still discussing, laughing, smiling with your drift friends. Greetings to Germany and the DDC crew. I can totally relate to that, man. Also here in SA, when we have our comps, our national comps, we've experienced the same thing, and it's absolutely awesome. Future plans for the track, if any? We're looking forward to realizing a big wallpaper for the background for the track. Okay, so they're talking about making the track look a whole lot better. Any social media accounts? Okay, so you guys can find RC Drift Palace out on Facebook at facebook.com/RC Drift Palace. It's spelled exactly like that. They are on Instagram as well. RC _drift_palace, all lowercase, and they're also on TikTok. How interesting. They're also on TikTok. So if you are on TikTok as well, just search for RC Drift Palace. Again, you can search RC _drift_palace, and you will find them on TikTok. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of this week's Track Talk, all the way from Switzerland, featuring RC Drift Palace. Thank you once again to Pascal and his team for giving me this opportunity to feature your track. I hope you guys enjoyed the feature. And for the guys that want to follow RC Drift Palace, Pascal has actually put the links in the comments, so you guys can just click on the links there and give them a follow, guys. Give them a follow. It's a really good page, and it's nice to see what everybody's doing from around the world. So I have a couple more things that I wanted to chat about. So, and this is something that I've come across in on one of the groups, and I think that's a nice picture. A beautiful example of the RC Drift Palace GTR. So yeah, one of the things that I've come across quite often in the drift groups was, what's the best kit? Somebody asked on the group, what is the best out of the box kit? What do you guys think? Let's hear in the comments what you guys think. Which is the best out of the box kit? For me, I can't say which one is the best really, because all of these kits really needed, some of them needed a few more parts more than others, just to make it like a really good. It's a GT86. I'm so sorry. I'm like blind. You know what? I need to go get my glasses checked. I'm so sorry about that, bro. That's actually a GT86. My bad. Yeah. Jeepers creepers. Well, it shows how much I know. The truth is, I should have actually taken a closer look at it. I even stared at it. You know what threw me off? It's that sloping roof and that quarter glass here and the angle that that the picture was taken. I think that's what threw me off. I was only looking at from the windscreen backwards, and I totally ignored that front end. I'm so sorry. So yeah, out of the box, Yd2, KMW. I can't. You know, to be honest, I'm really not biased to any chassis out of the box. I just feel like my top three would be the Yd2, the MST, and the GAL. Simply because I've experienced all three. The Yd2 I found to be the easiest, or the most simplest to put together, and the easiest to drive. I won't say easiest to drive, but it was a lot of fun driving that out of the box. The MST, I found that I had to put in just a little bit more work into it compared to the Yd2, but still a great chassis to drive. The GAM, however, I found I needed the most amount of work compared to the other two, just to fine tune it to get it to run like nicely out of the box. However, to put all of those three kits together, I actually didn't have any trouble with those three. So those three were actually pretty easy and pretty straightforward to put together. Okay, so Pascal says drove nearly the stock setting at Worlds with the KMW and went well. Wow. Okay, that's very interesting. Very interesting. Well, to compare. Okay, so my chassis that I drove at Worlds, yeah, it did have a little bit of work, but it was largely a plastic fantastic chassis. So I went there with the original Yd2G, the first gen Yd2, and when I got there, I had some really good help from my Yokomo Yd family there, who helped me just fine tune it a little bit, helped me out with some electronics as well, and a few upgrade parts. We quickly changed it to a high motor mount, and other than that, everything else was pretty much plastic, and I think it ran pretty good. It's just I was a bad driver, but it was good. So the other question that was related to what is the best chassis out of the box was, and this guy asked was, are manufacturers overcharging for the upgrade parts, and are they making like too much money from the upgrade parts? That's a very tricky question. Okay, so Pascal says the D5 is also very good out of the box for its price. Yes, I would definitely agree with that. For its price versus the performance out of the box, I do think it's well worth the price, and it's definitely something if you only have one chassis and you're looking for something a little bit different to have fun with. The D5 is definitely a good choice. For beginners and entry-level drifters, I would definitely suggest a D5 as well, especially if you are on a bit of a tight budget. However, I think if your budget allows it, I would definitely go for a Yd2. I definitely prefer the Yd2 over the MST. And the reason being is that MST gearbox. I think for the MST owners, you guys will know what I'm talking about. So back to that question that we were asking, is manufacturers or are manufacturers overcharging for the upgrade parts? Are they making too much of money out of the upgrades from the retailing the upgrade parts? If we had to apply that question to one particular brand, that which is so obvious but which shall not be named, I think you guys know which one I'm talking about. Someone that comes out with some limited edition parts and everybody goes super wild over, but the thing is, it's so desirable. Let's see, Pascal says no, never had an issue with the RMX gearbox. How interesting. I know quite a few people who have had issues with the RMX gearbox, but I'm very happy to hear that you haven't had any issues. Hey, what's up, Jordan? Jordan is my good buddy out in the US. He is the man behind Scale Science. So if you guys haven't checked it out before, go onto the Facebook, search for Scale Science. He also has a fantastic live stream that he does every Thursday night, and many more live videos he does as well. So he's definitely worth a watch. So you guys should definitely check him out. So Jordan says, I don't want to curse myself, but I think when shimming the gearbox works just fine. Yes, definitely. Pascal, you hit it on the head. That which shall not be named. We know that that manufacturers' upgrade parts are not cheap, but they are highly desirable and definitely performance enhancing. It's I find that once you add those few upgrades to your overdose gun, it like takes it from like here to there. Wolf says, I would agree partly on overpricing. Homodose. I don't even want to know. Yeah, just read out Wolf's comments. So you made me laugh, dude. Thank you. A good example. Look, I think Yokomo's pricing on the upgrades. I don't think it's bad. Really, I don't think that it's bad. I think okay. So Jordan says I think MST agrees with you as they are changing the design. Okay, okay. Pascal says HRC. Okay, HRC, geez, is on another level altogether. If you guys thought Overdose was expensive, have a look at HRC. My word. For all the guys that's out there that are owners of HRC parts, please explain to me, and this is a genuine, sincere question, please explain to me why is HRC so expensive? Like, so expensive. Recently they launched, I won't even say recently, before their recent launch, they launched the what's it, titanium or they called it diamond shafts. Just the shafts, 200 US for a set. Just the shafts. I think if you put a couple more dollars there, you can buy Overdose version 3 HG shots, which are all brilliant. I mean, I haven't used them as yet, but I've closely watched them and I've spoken to people who own them, and those things are fantastic. Let's see. Wolf says the slide rack is one example for Yokomo. Okay, yes, the slide rack is a little bit pricey, but what I found is that the slide didn't. It's not just the slide rack, or that. Okay, this side, well. From Don's Day, we don't just get the slide rack, it's like the whole kit. So it's a slide rack plus the bulkhead, and I think in comparison the pricing isn't that bad. Let's see, HRC show off thread for next week's show. Hey Jordan, you know what, I would be so happy to show off the actual thing if I could get my hands on it, but thank you for that request. I will put together something for next week's show, definitely. In fact, I'm gonna take note of that right now. HRC products, and I'm gonna put the show off. So keep an eye out for that next week. I will do a little show off of HRC. Pascal says, don't know why so many doesn't like it. I really like the Yokomo slide rack. I actually have the bell crank steering, and I like it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Yeah, HRC is like expensive, bro. Diamond polished shafts, it's madness to at how expensive that thing is. Wolf says, oh sorry, Jordan says overpriced for sure and was hard to get. I think they did it to force people to buy the SX3s. The slide rack is one example. Yoko. Wolf says SX2, SX3. Pascal says, anyone tried Racing Yd2 slide rack? It looks quite interesting. I want to say that they copied the Yokomo slide rack, but I think it's also a slightly but unfair to say. I don't know. I'm just speculating there. Perhaps I need to have a closer look at the Racing slide rack so I can make a better assessment of it and have a better comment on it. So I will definitely check it out. It looks very interesting though, Pascal. I must admit it looks very interesting. So we'll see. And then so tied in with the pricing of all of these products. Yes, Pascal, you know it, man. Guys, hashtag don't support clones. Okay, Andy says HRC plus Overdose equals quality, design, and precision. I would have to agree. Where when it comes to Overdose, the precision is like almost next to none. Yokomo definitely precise with the products as well. I'm not taking anything away from them. Rev D I put in like third place, or maybe fourth place. So we got like HRC, Overdose, Yokomo, and then Rev D. Yeah. Okay, Wolf says, no, I've had the OMG Bell crank in and now the Fantasy 2 front. So Wolf, how expensive is the Baola front end? It I've seen a few people driving with it, but and also driving the Fantasy chassis. But how does it compare with YD2, with the other regular chassis that we come across? RevD over Yokomo. Ah, okay. So I must admit, I haven't used any RevD products as yet. Arms, knuckles, all the little stuff that they've come up with. I have many friends that are using RevD, and they all swear by it, and not biasly, completely unobjective, unobjective opinion and feedback on the RevD product is that it's better than the Yokomo stuff, which is interesting. Okay, so Wolf says, adjustability of Baola front end is just amazing. Okay. It's definitely caught my eye. A very interesting design, something that we haven't seen before. And I think perhaps that's a good idea as well. So next week's show, we're going to have a show on the show to show off some of these amazing products. I think that's going to be a very nice show next week. So thank you guys for this amazing feedback. I really appreciate it. Okay, so see, like I said, RevD, the guys are coming in. RevD quality is really very nice. Andy says, I am now using full RevD parts for my Revo. Very nice option for me. Weight loss feels great. Very nice. Jordan says, I'm being converted into a RevD fanboy. The MC1 is next level. I must admit, a lot of the people I know who's converted to the RevD MC1 have all mentioned the same thing. A significant improvement in performance, and it looks like a hell of a lot better, which is quite encouraging, and I must say very tempting, very tempting. But right now I'm enjoying my beast mode and my SPL made YD2, so I'm gonna stick with those until I get tired of it, and then slowly upgrade my GAM. Slowly upgrade my GAM, because that is bloody expensive. Yes, Wolf, thank you so much, man. I would really appreciate it if you send me some pics of your Baola and the Fantasy too. And if anybody else has any pictures of unique products like what we're looking at, HRC, any guys out there with HRC stuff, send me some pictures, man. I'd love to use them for my next show. I know exactly the person I'm going to target for those pictures. So my guy, I'm coming for you. I don't know whether you catch my podcast, but you know who you are, you HRC fanboy. I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for those pictures. Andy Kickstar, Revol is better. I've spoken to so many people who've had a Revol, especially the guys out in Europe and UK. And I think if I had to really give an honest opinion, I think Revol had so much of potential, so much of potential to be one of the front runners in conversion kits in the world. Because when that Revol kit came out for the YD2, and it was in the hands of a legend like um, Kim Grande. Oh my God, it was like poetry in motion, man. And I think that's one of the things that really kicked off Revolt's desirability. And besides that, just the design of that kit itself was amazing, and the amount of performance that it added to the Yd2 was just on another level. Andy, I sent you the pic of the Revolt. Oh, awesome! Thank you very much. I will feature it. Pascal, Rhino Max version 2. Oh man, I so wish I could get my hands on the Rhino Max. But couple reasons why I can't get a Rhino Max is, firstly, they're all sold out. Secondly, it's hell of expensive to get to South Africa. So I don't think, sadly, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get my hands on a Rhino Max, unless somebody is willing to let go of one. I don't know, man. But we'll see. We will see. So, guys, I think you guys have heard me go on a hell of a lot. And I'm sure you guys must be tired of this voice and seeing this face for today. It's been awesome having you guys around watching the podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's show. I know I have enjoyed today's show. And also, thank you once again to Pascal and the RC Drift Palace team for giving me the opportunity to feature your beautiful track out in Switzerland. I really appreciate it. And also for teaching me a little bit of Swiss German. I hope I didn't. I hope I did okay with it, and I didn't butcher the Swiss German language too much. But it's been so much of fun learning it and trying to pronounce all the different tricky words. I had a whole lot of fun. So guys, thank you once again for joining into the B-Rock RC show. This is your boy Bob Rock, and I hope to see you guys again in next week's podcast. Okay, so Andy says one day I'll come to South Africa. Yes, and we hope you do. Definitely visit EDC, that's in Joburg, for the drifting, and then you visit Durban for the beautiful beaches, and then you visit Cape Town for just the awesome atmosphere, and just Cape Town is like party central, man. So those are the places to visit. Thank you once again to everybody for joining in and supporting the podcast. Hope to see you guys again next week. Please remember, we are still in a pandemic. Whether you guys agree with it or not, unfortunately, it's just one of those things that we are stuck with. So please be safe. Take care of yourselves and your families. Make sure you wear your mask, sanitize, and all of those things. Make sure, just keep yourself safe. I want to see you guys next week. I want to see the same names pop up in my in the comments again, because you guys are my motivation for doing this awesome show. Thank you once again for joining in. This is your boy Bob Rock, and this is the B-Rock RC show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. Take care and see you guys next week, same time, same place on my podcast. Just remember also, if you haven't done so, please hit the like button and turn on your notifications so that you can be notified whenever the show comes on. Take care. See you guys. Peace.